evening, guys, and welcome to the Trojan Napa Auto Parts Preview Show. We got a great show for you tonight. We had the privilege of being at the New Brockton game last week. Great action there. We're going to have some highlights and post-game reaction from that. We've got the head coach, Scott Riles from the Luverne Tigers in the studio tonight with us, and we're hoping we can get Roland Jones on the phone calling in. Before we get into some of that, I'd like to go over a few scores from last week's action. We had the Alabama Christian 38-39, Dale County the winner in that one. Houston County falls short at Abbeville. That score 44-17. Abbeville Christian takes the loss against Lakeside 34-6. Ayrton 42-20 winners over Daleville. Booker T. Washington comes up short over Ashford 48-14. That score. Geneva County 42-0 winners over Barber County. Brantley, part of this week's action, fell short of Georgiana. That score was 32-15. Valley 17-21. Carroll wins that one. Elba Tigers 60-24 winners over Florella last week as they celebrated homecoming. Cottonwood 28-13 over GW Long. Crenshaw Christian 49-18 over Hooper. Zion Chapel gets a big win on the road as they whoop Calhoun 46-6. Beauregard over Charles Henderson to spoil their homecoming. That score 41-26. Highland Home another big win 44-16 over Sampson. Greenville 63-7 over Rehoboth this year. Lee Scott falls to Pike County, who remains undefeated on the season, 35-0. Wicksburg played Pike County. That score, Pike County takes the win, 33-29. Luverne, undefeated also. Can't wait to see them this week as they win 43-0 over Central. The Red Level Tigers, 41-40 over Kinston in a thrilling game. Houston Academy gets the win over Strawn. That score, 31-7. Geneva, in a high-scoring matchup against Opp, takes the win, 49-33. Enterprise falls to Prattville, 28-46 that game in Prattville. Providence Christian, they beat Slocum 31-14 this week. Dothan falls to Carver. That score 43-7. And in a game that you're about to see some highlights from, Goshen falls to New Brockton 28-21 in a very competitive game. Scored in the fourth quarter, a lot of back and forth, a lot of big plays on special teams. We're going to show you some of the highlights right now as well as get a word from each coach after the game. Brockton knocking on the door here in the red zone. 10 on the play, quarterback under center now. Handoff to number 20. He's looking for positive yards, and he's in. Touchdown, Gamecocks, 6-0. With 5:20 to go here in the first quarter. 2 wides to the top, 1 down to the bottom. Running back to the left-hand side. He goes in motion at the snap. Quarterback looking to throw to his right again. Number 2 down that way, and an over-the-shoulder catch. If he's in, it's a touchdown, and it is a touchdown as they get the signal. What a great catch along the right-hand side as the aerial attack by these Gamecocks has proven a little too much here early on for the Eagle defense. Going to be 2nd and 4 officially. Shotgun formation looking to throw. He fakes one throw, now throws again. Wide open wide receiver. Busted coverage by the Gamecocks, and it's going to be a touchdown. Eagles here. You're 2 wides top of your screen, 2 wides to the bottom of your screen. Running back dots the formation here to the left side of the QB. Shotgun snap. They're going to give it off up the middle again. 2-3 New Brockton defenders right there again. And the ball comes out. New Brockton claims they've got it. We're going to see what the officials have to say here. New Brockton has come up with it, and the signal is made. There's a key turnover. Second one of the game as New Brockton takes over for the second time tonight inside Goshen territory. This time inside the 25-yard line will be 1st and 10 Gamecocks. The Eagles offense in business right here, their first drive of the second half. I like the move going to the Wildcat, and they remain in the Wildcat number 5. Normally your halfback in quarterback formation here. They snap at him. It's going to be a quarterback power to the left as he's going to try to outflank the New Brockton defense. He's looking for the pylon. The ball's loose in the end zone, but it is signaled a touchdown. Ball whistled, ready for play. And here we go back to action. Got a end-over-end kick, not too deep. Going to be fielded by number 1 around the 20. He's coming up the middle, and he's got some blocking. They've got a wall set up. He's across the 40. He's across midfield. The other 40. 1 man to beat. Can he beat him? He's going to be free. That's a touchdown. 80-yard return by number 1 of the Gamecocks. And just like that, the New Brockton Gamecocks retake the lead. Your score 20-14 now. No. Snap is high and mishandled. He tries to get down on it, but that'll be a big turnover again for the Goshen Eagle punt team as New Brockton will take over now on the Eagle 40. And there 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Quarterback looking to throw. He's going to throw it back. Good pursuit. He makes a man miss. He's got 6, 7, 10 yards now trying to cut back to the middle. He's going to go all the way in. He dives across the line. That's a touchdown. New Brockton Gamecocks. 2 wide receivers to each side of your screen. Shotgun formation. Quarterback has the ball. He's looking to throw. He's got it in the air and got a man down that sideline. Ball is caught in the end zone for a touchdown, Eagles. Quarterback here in the shotgun formation. No backs. He's got to get rid of it. Can't take a sack here as we need 8 yards to extend the game. Number 2 putting some pressure. He rolls to his left. He stumbles, and he's going to be knocked down behind the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be a sack for New Brockton. And with 33.8 seconds, they're going to take over on downs and most likely win this game tonight. What a great win for the New Brockton Gamecocks at home. Hey guys, we're here with Coach Bard from Goshen tonight. Great game, 28-21 the final, Coach. Your team played really well. It fought hard to come back and tie the game in the second half. Guys showed a lot of life and had a chance down to 30 seconds to go. What's your initial takeaway from the game and how will you build from this?
We're just going to have to build off of the fact that we played extremely hard when we made a lot of mistakes and put points on the board for them. We didn't give up. You know, we come back and made it a ball game. You can't allow people to return kickoffs. You can't have some miscues like we did. But, you know, hats off to Coach Jones and his group there at New Brockton. They've done an extremely good job, and they, you know, rightfully won this ball game. They did a great job. Hats off to them.
Yes, sir, Coach. I know you're disappointed right now, but your team absolutely showed the heart that you're speaking of. Also made some big plays. You had some big plays in the passing game. Thought the Wildcat looked good for you tonight. I'm sure you'll build off of that. And what's the plan moving into next week?
Just like you said, the plan is going to be to take the positive and build off of it and become a better ball team. That's all, you know, it all rests on my shoulders. Tonight was my fault. There's nobody else's fault to look at it. When the guys play that hard, it has to go to somebody beside them, and it was me. And I'll get that fixed.
Well, Coach, you guys did a great job tonight. We appreciate covering your game, and we wish you best of luck rest of the season. Hope to see you later in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, and thank y'all for what y'all are doing out here.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we're here with Wiregrass Sports with the coach of New Brockton, coming off a big 28-21, very exciting win here at home tonight, Coach. It's a big region win for you. Your team looked really good on offense and defense early in the game, but it was obviously hard fought. Tell us your original takeaways right here.
Man, it was just a good football game. I know y'all got your money's worth tonight. So I hope y'all come back to New Brockton so you can get your money's worth again. Crowd was great. Goshen was great. The atmosphere was great. It was just a great small town Friday night football game. There was kicking game involved. There was big plays involved. There was it was just a great football game. Hats off to Coach Snyder, those guys, man. It was one of them games, really, it was just who was going to make that play right there at the end. You know, and that's just a sign of two good programs that we've clashed, we've battled the past 5 years. So it's just another one of them games, man. And we just happened to be at home, fortunate enough to come out with a victory. Well,
Coach, we thought you played good on both sides. Special teams, like you said, probably the difference for you tonight.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, they made a couple mistakes in their kicking game.
Correct.
Give you guys some good field position one time, and then after they come back and fight hard to tie it up here to start the second half, you guys with a kick return touchdown. You know, can you say something about your special teams tonight?
Well, I think it's just a product of the assistant coaches and the pride they take and making sure we're solid on 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, and kicking game. Because in games like this, when you know it's going to be tight, you got to find that extra. And a lot of times it's going to happen in the kicking game. For us, you know, with the bad snap on the punt that ended up turning into points for us, the kickoff return, the other other ball that we hit the court, we tried to throw it and we tackled him over here on the fake punt. So those kind of things just end up turning in for points for us. And really, be honest with you, probably difference in the ball game.
We thought you played good on all 3 phases, though, as you mentioned, Coach. It was a great game. We couldn't thank you enough for having us here to cover New Brockton High School, and we do hope to see you again later in the playoffs this year. Great luck to you, best of the season, Coach, and thank you.
Yes, sir. Gamecock pride.
So it was a great atmosphere, as you saw, down in Coffee County this week as we traveled to New Brockton and watched a very exciting game between them and Goshen Eagles. We want to thank the Coffee County Board of Education again for their support of Wiregrass Sports. Dr. Enlow and his staff did a great job, and Wiregrass Sports appreciated being down there very much. Before we talk with Coach Riles and look ahead to this week's matchup between Brantley and Luverne, I'd like to go over a few other games that's going on in the Wiregrass. Early County will be traveling to Dothan this week. Houston Academy traveling to Florella. Abbeville Christian traveling to Pike Lib. Opp, Andalusia, big Covington County matchup there, be very thrilling. Alma Bryant is at Eufaula. Rehoboth versus Wicksburg is a great game. Kinston Zion Chapel should be another great game. Pike Road is traveling to Headland. Georgiana and Goshen will be a very good matchup between 2 teams coming off of a win. Sampson will be traveling to Geneva. Abbeville will be traveling to Pike County. Enterprise and Northview, big cross-county matchup. GW Long will be traveling to Elba. Strawn will be traveling to Daleville. Dale County will be traveling to Providence Christian. Cottonwood will be traveling to New Brockton. Houston County traveling to Ashford, and of course our Luverne at Brantley matchup that we'll be hosting here. Don't forget to tune in Friday Night Live at 7 o'clock as we'll be covering that game in its entirety. We're going to take a short break, have a word from our sponsors, and as soon as we get back, we'll be talking with Coach Riles from Luverne High School. Come right back to Wiregrass Sports. This is the Napa Trojan Auto Parts Preview Show.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
When you want the best for your pet, choose Southern Animal Hospital and Pet Resort. Our passionate and dedicated staff will make your pet feel as if they were at home. We are a full-service small animal hospital covering all areas of veterinary medicine. Dr. Steve Barron makes sure that all clients are well-informed and satisfied with services. We are equipped with an indoor boarding facility, surgery suite, laboratory, digital X-ray, and ultrasound. Choose the best care possible for the ones you love dearest with Southern Animal Hospital and Pet Resort.
Hook's Barbecue, down-home barbecue in a counter-served setting, located on Emma Drive off of Highway 231 in Troy, Alabama.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shear she shed.
She shear?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Burrise Gracie today.
You don't have to tell us that, why.
Hey, welcome back live to Wiregrass Sports. We're here with Coach Riles. We want to make a correction real quick. That's Kevin Killingsworth is the superintendent of Coffee County School System, so my bad on that. Wanted to get that corrected. But we're here live with Coach Riles from Luverne High School. Coach, we were able to speak with you on the telephone a couple weeks ago. We appreciate you making that phone call, dealing with some inclement weather, and we know you have a lot of responsibilities with the junior high and the athletic program in general there at Luverne.
Right.
We're excited to be covering your team this week. You're undefeated. I know you're building off of the success of last year and super excited.
Right.
Big game this week, Coach, as we turn the schedule to a cross-county rivalry with the Brantley Bulldogs. But before we get into that, tell us a little bit about yourself, your time there at Luverne.
Okay, this is my 4th year at Luverne High School. I previously coached at South Montgomery County Academy. I was head coach there 6 years. Then I went to Elba High School for 9. I was at Satsuma High School in Mobile County for 2. Now, this is my 4th year at Luverne and my 21st year as a head coach. So I've been at it a pretty good while.
That's excellent, Coach. Well, you're obviously doing a very good job. We mentioned your success last year as well as the undefeated start to this season. What have you learned about your team so far? What things have you really improved on since the start of the season? And what things are you continuing to work on as you move deeper into play?
Right. Backing up to last year, we started 1-2, and we just kind of all of a sudden came together, and we got on like a 9-game winning streak. Actually, we ran out the regular season, won the first 2 playoff games, went to Aliceville and beat them in the second round. They were the defending South champions, I think.
Right.
And that was a big win for us. And Leroy beat us in the 3rd round, but we started working the next week. I mean, we took up the equipment on Monday after we lost, and our kids went in there and started working in the weight room, conditioning, and we had an awesome off season. And our spring game, we actually were supposed to play Hopeville here in Troy, and it got canceled that night. We were all here, and it wound up storming, so we didn't get a spring game, which was kind of a downer for us, but as it was, we went on, worked hard all summer. Our kids showed up great. We got some really good juniors and seniors, and you know, we got off to a good start. We had Georgiana the opening week, and they were very good. I mean, they got a lot of speed, a good team. They fast and
very close ball game. If I remember.
Yeah, close ball game. We wound up beating them. Well, I think we wound up beating them maybe 26-12 or something. But it was a real good game, and we just kind of built off of that. And then we've had 3 good games after then. So here we are sitting at 4-0. We're excited about that. And of course, this is a huge week for us, as you said already.
Absolutely. The records wouldn't even matter against Brantley, as I know you guys have played a rivalry for many, many, many years, and you guys know each other. Y'all shop at the same stores, and
that's right.
You know, everybody knows everybody in that part of the country, and it's obviously a great tradition down there, both at Brantley and Luverne. A lot of championships between the 2 schools.
Yep.
I know your kids are excited. I know your fan bases are excited. How do you keep the focus on the X's and O's this week?
Well, I told our guys today after practice, I said, listen, now the game is on Friday. You know, we got to prepare to be ready to play Friday. We can't be ready today, you know, and all excited. We want to be excited Friday night at 7 o'clock.
Right.
And, you know, that's something you got to kind of, you know, it's always a balance of trying to get everybody ready at the right time. If you get them ready too early, it's not good. If you're not ready when the game time comes, it's not good. So we try our best to, you know, just work with our players and get them ready. As I said, we got a good experienced team and lots of good leadership, and that helps tremendously.
Well, I'm sure your years as a head coach has prepared you for a lot of these situations over the past, so I'm sure you'll have them fired up right at kickoff, Coach.
That's our plan anyway.
Well,
yes,
speaking of some of those players, who's been some stars for you so far this year? Also, you know, we want to give all the credit to the unsung heroes that may not get the newspaper headlines, but is doing a key job for your Tiger program. So if you'd tell us about a couple of those guys we can watch out for Friday night.
All right, I will. Our quarterback is a senior. His name is Tay Brantley, and he, I know the last name got you, but anyway, Tay started, in fact, he started a couple of games as a freshman for us.
Wow.
And then he's been our starting quarterback as a sophomore, junior, now as a senior. He's a great leader. He can run the ball. We run a lot of read option type stuff, so he's very smart with handling the football, takes care of the ball. He can throw it pretty well. He's really come a long way throwing the football. So that senior leadership from that quarterback position, he's just as steady as they come. You know, he may not do a lot of flashy stuff, but he's a real steady guy and does an outstanding job for us. So Tyler Wilson, who is a junior this year, he is running back this year. The last 2 years he's really been a slot guy, but he's been great out as a slot receiver, but he's even better as a running back. I think the first game maybe with Georgiana, he had 180 or 90 yards and 190 the second game, about over 100 the third game. Last week he didn't have a lot of carries, maybe only 40, 50 yards, but he did catch like a 70-yard pass out of the backfield for a score. So Tyler's a really, really good player. I mean, he's not very big, but he's tough.
Right.
And Edward Thomas plays in the slot. I know he's scored just about everywhere you can. He's returned punts, kickoffs, catches a lot of balls down the field, but also we throw him some little screens and stuff and hand it to him on sweeps and things. He's a good weapon on the offensive side of the ball too. Our front line, we got 5 guys that are really solid up there. Jackson Miller, our center, Jackson Neer, and Austin Boswell, and then I'll play the guards, Tony Bell, and we call him J-Bo. So many of these kids have nicknames. Sometimes I can't think of their real names, but Jordan Garner, that's our 5 guys up front, and I'm telling you, those guys are solid. They do a really good job, and they're just as steady as you can have. And the good thing about them, none of them are seniors.
Well,
so we got all those guys back. We really only start 2 seniors on the offensive side of the ball. So
I'm sure a lot of guys are already got you circled for next season.
Well, I don't know about that, but we got some really good guys. On the defensive side, our 2 inside linebackers, Zay Gregory and Jason McMillan, they kind of anchor our defense. We pretty much base out of a 3-4, and those 2 guys are inside. And then Kershawn Hampton and Chase White, they are our 2 outside linebackers. They're real solid players too. Our secondary's been good. You know, just been solid. I don't think we have given up a touchdown pass yet this year. You know,
very impressive stat.
This time of the really our first team unit. Our first unit defense, we give up 2 scores to Georgiana, and since then we hadn't given up any more points. There's been some points scored. New Broughton scored 1, and I think Zion Chapel 2, but that wasn't against any of our starters.
That's right.
So our frontline guys, they pretty steady. You know, one of our corners too, Tanner Simmons. He's been really good. I gotta shout out on him because he's a good player. And then a guy that's been our starting safety, Elion Harris. He was hurt the first game or two, but he's back, and he was an All-State guy last year.
From a year ago.
He's a good player. So both sides of the ball, we're pretty solid. We feel like we are.
Are you coming into the game pretty healthy overall?
Pretty healthy. We got, as the season goes, you're going to have some bangs and bumps. We've had one guy that was back last week, had a concussion like the first game, I think, but he's back. And overall, going into the game, we're fairly healthy. We got some beat up a little bit, you know, a couple of broke fingers here and there that we got taped together.
Right.
But our guys are nothing else. You know, one of the best things about young people, you'll find out they are resilient and they can hang in there, you know, once they figure out, hey, if we just keep hanging tough, good things happen for us.
We had the Luverne Tigers on the show a couple weeks ago, the game at Zion Chapel, and obviously it was a dominating performance on both sides of the ball that night, and we look forward to seeing you up against not only stiffer competition, but also, you know, the rivalry aspect of it. If you can look beyond that, since I think this may be, you know, our last time during the regular season on the show, right. How are you guys obviously undefeated, shaping up in region, and what are the goals for your team as when you're trying to lay this thing out for your program? Right.
Well, we start every season. As long as I've been head coach, and I guess if I continue to be, I mean, there's really only one goal to be the state champion, you know, and that's what we try to do, and we try to work toward that, but we don't look way down the road.
Correct. One game at a time.
Yeah, it gets a little fuzzy when you're looking way off. So we really, I know it's a cliche thing, but we really do try to just play the next game, you know, and we got some tough games ahead, not only Brantley, but then we got Goshen, Highland Home, and those are part of the other two teams that are really good in our region, you know, to play. And then we got Sampson, and then Calhoun, and then Sampson and off at the end. So we've got a tough schedule, but we just going, as you know, as I say, just try to get ready for Brantley this week, and then next week we'll you know, get focused on that game.
Well, Coach, I've been pretty familiar with both of these two programs for the majority of my life, so I know it'll be a great football atmosphere Friday night in Brantley. I know the Luverne faithful will be out in force to support their Tigers, and we want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule. I know there's I believe it's, if I'm not mistaken, Luverne and Brantley's junior high teams are both playing right as we speak.
I hear my phone blowing up over here, so I know that's what folks text me about.
Well, I hope that's going your way as well. We're going to see you down there Friday night. We look forward to talking to you. Hope to speak with you after the game. Best of luck to your team. Thank you for joining us on Wiregrass Sports.
Yes, sir.
And we appreciate that very much. Guys, we're going to take a short break. A reminder, just in case, to tune in Friday night live from Brantley, Alabama, as we cover the Luverne Tigers versus the Brantley Bulldogs. We're going to see if we can get Brantley's coach Roland Jones on the telephone, depending on what they're doing in their junior high game. If not, we thank you for tuning in tonight. You're watching Wiregrass Sports.
Total Lawn Care Plus is your one-stop shop for lawn care, landscape, pressure washing, handyman work, and more. Licensed and insured with over 7 years commercial experience. Dozens of satisfied customers in Pike and 4 surrounding counties.
South Alabama Stockyard, now under new ownership, is still family owned and operated by cattle farmers right here in Southeast Alabama. Come every Thursday at 1 p.m. and join the best buyers and sellers from all over the area. Whether you come for the experience, looking at getting into the cattle business, or maintaining your farm and growing, South Alabama Stockyard is where all the farmers are. Vendors are on site every auction, so come on and have lunch with us. Located at 268 County Road 5522, Troy, Alabama.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Napa Know-How. When you want the best for your pet, choose Southern Animal Hospital and Pet Resort. Our passionate and dedicated staff will make your pet feel as if they were at home. We are a full-service small animal hospital covering all areas of veterinary medicine. Dr. Steve Barron makes sure that all clients are well-informed and satisfied with services. We are equipped with an indoor boarding facility, surgery suite, laboratory, digital X-ray, and ultrasound. Choose the best care possible for the ones you love dearest with Southern Animal Hospital and Pet Resort.
Hook's Barbecue, down-home barbecue in a counter-served setting, located on Emma Drive off of Highway 231 in Troy, Alabama.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She's here?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Burrise Gracie today.
Total Lawn Care Plus is your one-stop shop for lawn care, landscape, pressure washing, handyman work, and more. Licensed and insured with over 7 years commercial experience. Dozens of satisfied customers in Pike and 4 surrounding counties.
South Alabama Stockyard, now under new ownership, is still family owned and operated by cattle farmers right here in Southeast Alabama. Come every Thursday at 1 p.m. and join the best buyers and sellers from all over the area. Whether you come for the experience, looking at getting into the cattle business, or maintaining your farm and growing, South Alabama Stockyard is where all the farmers are. Vendors are on site every auction, so come on and have lunch with us. Located at 268 County Road 5522, Troy, Alabama.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
When you want the best.
Hey, and welcome back to the Wiregrass. This is the Trojan Napa Auto Parts Preview Show. We're glad to be joined with Brantley High School Coach Roland Jones. We got him on the phone tonight. Coach, we appreciate you taking a moment out of your time to join us. We know you got a game going on tonight. Coach, tell us a little bit about yourself and your time at Brantley.
Well, I just took over as the head coach in July. The guy that was there, actually, Kilcrease, took administration job down in Andalusia. I've been helping Ashley for the last 3 or 4 years. Before that, I was head coach and administrator at Crenshaw Christian Academy for 10 years. But prior to that, I'd been at Brantley for several years with my dad. He coached for 31 years, and now I worked down there with him. And then when he retired, I had the pleasure to work with David Lowry. So I've been down at Brantley for a while. I've always lived there, and it means a lot to me to be at that school.
Yes, sir. I'm very familiar with the program, and I know you guys, you and your father, have done so much for that area. Coach, obviously coming off of a tough loss this week, but you're having a pretty successful season so far. What can you tell us that you've learned about the Brantley Bulldogs so far, and what are you building towards as you try to improve moving forward into the schedule?
Well, we're just trying to get better. We've got a lot of young kids. We've got one starter returning on offense off last year's team. So we've got a lot of young kids, and we're just trying to get better as a whole. We had a lot of lineup places we didn't line up last week that cost us, and the the thing is I'm trying to give them the win attitude, what's important now, because I want them to get better every day, not only on the football field but in life. And, you know, we'll be successful down the road. The wins will come as long as we keep putting forth the effort that they're giving me.
Well, Coach, we thank you both not only for, you know, your role in these kids' job on the field, but like you said, also in life. We know what an important role you play in developing these young men. Coach, like I said, I'm familiar with the rivalry and obviously Cross County and all that type of thing. So when you guys host the Luverne Tigers this week, tell us a little bit about what that game in particular means for you and the program.
Well, Coach Ives has done a tremendous job, and you know, they got a lot of speed and got a great football team, and all their coaches and administration are doing a wonderful job. And you know, it's going to be a tough opponent for us. We just got to do what we do and see what happens. Luverne has so much team speed that, you know, it's going to cause us a lot of problems. And, you know, our preparation this week is to make them, you know, to make them try to line up in the right spots and do the best we can. And our kids are working extremely hard. You know, it's a big rivalry game for a lot of people, but, you know, we just got to get better as a football team. And, you know, Luverne's got a chance to do a lot of great things, and it's our pleasure to get a chance to play them.
Well, Coach, we're excited to cover you. I believe you're going to be on our telecast the next 2 weeks, so we look forward to talking to you more and seeing the Brantley Bulldogs the next couple of weeks here on Wiregrass Sports. If you would, make sure that all your fans that, you know, can not be at the game to check us out the next 2 weeks. We thank you again taking your time out of your day, and look forward to seeing you Friday night, Coach.
All right. Thank y'all so much for everything you do for us in Wichita County.
Hey, we appreciate it very much. That's Coach Little Roland Jones from Brantley High School, folks. We'd like to thank you for tuning in tonight to the Napa Trojan Auto Parts preview show. We also like to thank Hook's Barbecue providing food for all of our guests. Thank you very much. We'll be live from Brantley, Alabama, 7 o'clock this Friday night. Thank you for watching Wiregrass Sports.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy.